Welcome to Transglobal Wealth Clinic, where we discuss and break down how to properly manage your finances, from saving strategies and insurance to retirement planning. I'm your host, Brian. Last time, we went over how your income is taxed. Today, let's go over some strategies that high earners use to save on taxes that you can also implement. I think a lot of people feel that they are overpaying on taxes in the United States. Maybe you're feeling the same way. But first, let's address the difference between tax rate and the actual total tax. For example, let's say you invest $10 million this year and end up earning $1 million. If the entire $1 million were subject to be taxed, that would be a pretty substantial tax. But if 70% of that $1 million were not taxable, you would only be taxed on $300,000. So while the tax rate in the United States can potentially be high, you can implement a strategy to minimize the tax that you would actually be paying. This is what many wealthy Chinese entrepreneurs with high taxes on their assets do all the time. So, for example, they transfer their money to Hong Kong first and then to Singapore. They do this since there is no income tax, no value-added tax, no gift tax, and no inheritance tax in Singapore. For those based in the US, though, that's become a lot trickier. Here we have the FATCA, the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act, and CRS, the Common Reporting Standard. However, there are still some guidelines you can follow or some rules to be aware of for investing in the United States. First, invest in the right assets. Specifically, choose assets that offer deferred taxation during their growth. Second, when selling assets, use the 1031 exchange to achieve tax deferral. Another rule? Take advantage of tax-free benefits through loans to enhance your cash flow. Fourth, remember that both capital gains tax and income tax are entirely exempt after one passes away. Finally, make use of what we call high-leverage life insurance to solve tax issues. That seems to cover a lot of ground. But how do we learn more about how to make use of all those rules? The details are outside of the scope of this podcast, so if you wanted to hone in on this and become an expert, Transglobal hosts taxation seminars that will break all of this down in detail. And Transglobal staff will also personally work with you to help you maximize your tax savings. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for tuning in to Transglobal Wealth Clinic. Leave some comments below on topics you would be interested in hearing us discuss in the future. Make sure to subscribe and join us next time as we continue to explore the world of financial planning.